Well, good evening, Mid-Missouri. Happy Tuesday. Today into tomorrow, really tonight around 10 o'clock to, we'll say about 10 a.m. tomorrow, we'll have an ABC 17 Storm Track Weather Alert Day in effect for flooding. The National Weather Service has an aerial flood watch in effect through 10 a.m. tomorrow. This is the time frame that we're watching. We expect storms to develop tonight and bring a lot of heavy rain. We also have a little bit of heat in the forecast for tomorrow. The folks who essentially miss out on the rain tomorrow, they'll see temperatures up into the 90s with dew points in the 70s. It'll be hot, feeling like close to triple digits for our friends from Saline County all the way to Camden and those areas towards the west. What's really trapping the worst heat, though, back towards the south and west is a stationary boundary draped from central Kansas all the way into western Arkansas. Look at this, 105 in Wichita, 102 in Tulsa here at about 5:45 p.m. That's when we're recording this. But that boundary means more to us than just a heat barrier. We are looking at a few showers working in here this evening, maybe a rumble of thunder or two here around the 5 to 6 o'clock hour, but we expect better thunderstorm development as we head later into the night tonight. It's going to have plenty of moisture to work with. We are just soaked if you look at the atmosphere out ahead of this boundary, but it's what's behind the boundary that's going to really kind of make use of that moisture. We've got a low-level jet kind of working in out over ahead of that boundary. That's going to instigate thunderstorms as it strengthens heading into the nighttime hours. We saw that last night, and we expect it to happen again here tonight. That strengthening later tonight will instigate those thunderstorms, but what's happening at the very top of the atmosphere is going to make those thunderstorms maybe even more prone to flooding. You see this movement of this jet stream aloft, kind of parallel to that boundary. That's going to essentially allow storms to develop, blow away, and we'll see more storms redevelop in their place. And that's essentially a trend that we're going to see continue throughout the morning as the storms continue to drift to the south. We'll have more development back there and behind. And so essentially we're going to see rain falling over some of the same areas in a very repetitive fashion. And so that's why the National Weather Service has really highlighted everywhere here in red. That's going to be communities like Macon, Moberly, Columbia, Fulton, Lynn, Owensville, Herman, Montgomery City, Mexico, Paris. You're included in this. This is really where we're concerned for the greatest potential for flooding overnight tonight into tomorrow morning. And because, again, this is coming during the overnight hours, it could really pose a risk for your morning commute before sunrise tomorrow. Watch out for some of those low water crossings. They could be hard to see, but they may have water running over some of the roadways. Here's the first development that we're expecting. Sometime around midnight, north of Highway 24, we'll see a chance for an isolated strong storm there. We're concerned with some potential for hail and wind, but our greatest concern is for what happens after that, because again, you can kind of see that training happening or some of that repetitive motion here in the atmosphere. We're looking at a lot of rain potentially falling for some of our especially northeastern counties. As we go in towards Wednesday, we'll see a bit of a break in rainfall, but we could see more thunderstorms by the afternoon and evening. There's a kind of low confidence in this, but there is some potential we could see some strong storms heading into Wednesday evening into Thursday morning. And then that storm action is going to push off towards the east, and we may see that flooding threat a little closer to St. Louis, but kind of the same setup happening just east of here. We'll keep an eye on that, but really our focus is on the rainfall tonight. We could see 2 to 4 inches in this band of precipitation. And again, we could see that axis of that band still shift around a little bit. Stay tuned to the forecast late tonight. We'll get more information, but essentially this is the area that we're watching. And of course, locally, we could see more than that 4 inches. So tonight, rain really growing, chances growing into the early morning hours after midnight through about 7 a.m. and then it tapers off a little bit. That's going to be our flooding window, and we'll bring back in those rain chances tomorrow afternoon towards the evening hours. Temperatures largely in the 80s for folks near Columbia and back towards the east where we have that rain. But if you're to the south and west of Columbia especially, we'll say Sedalia over towards Marshall even, but especially towards Warsaw, Lake of the Ozarks, things could get warm for you heading into the afternoon on Wednesday. You may be a little warmer than those 80s. But as we head into Thursday and Friday, temperatures climbing a little bit, but we keep chances for rain in the forecast. Confidence in rain chances going forward is low over the long-term forecast in specifics, but the chances for rain do hang into the forecast. More mild air is expected early next week.